Hey everybody, JC here with another TNI toy review. And today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the new Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Spirit of Obi Wan Kenobi figure from Hasbro. Now this figure is being sold as a Walgreens exclusive. It comes in similar packaging for what we've seen with all the Black Series figures. Up at the top you've got the Black Series logo, then the figure is clearly displayed in the window box. Down below you've got an image of the character and the name. Now you will notice there are some minor differences with this packaging and what we generally see with Black Series figures. So first of all, in the backdrop there you'll notice it's blue as opposed to red, and then also on the side of the packaging it's a blue border as opposed to a red border. Now that matches the Obi Wan Kenobi figure, but generally it's always that standard red in the background and on the border, so that's a little bit different. And then on the back of the packaging we have a bio in multiple languages, and again the image of Obi Wan Kenobi in his spirit form. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging. Now this figure does not come with any accessories at all, and this figure is primarily just a reissue with some differences as far as the actual translucent plastic and paints and everything, but the sculpt and everything is the same as that Episode 4 regular Obi Wan Kenobi figure. So definitely the same sculpt here. But I really like how they've done the spirit effect with this figure. Generally with these spirit figures in the past that we've seen Hasbro do, it's just like a solid translucent figure. But with this one, it's not all transparent, so you do have some transparent plastic like here towards the feet, the bottom portion here. In fact, the entire legs are done with a translucent, semi-translucent plastic. And you've got this kind of metallic blue coloring that kind of picks up the light nicely, so it really gives it that kind of spirit look. And same with the skirt piece, it's done, half of it's done with that kind of semi-translucent plastic with the blue tinting on it, and then it gets more solid up here in the midsection. And then the upper body here is actually solid, but again they've given that kind of metallic blue effect on it. So you've got the cream colors like on the original figure and the brown color on the undershirt here, but you also have mixed in some blue reflective coloring, again giving it that spirit look to it. Now the hands here towards the lower arm are again done with translucent, semi-translucent plastic, and then as you go up the arm it gets more solid. And then even with the head sculpt, you can see here this is the exact same head sculpt that they did with the regular version. However, they've added that kind of shiny bluish tint paint to it. So this isn't translucent at all on the head, but it does reflect and pick up the light. So it definitely looks like, you know, kind of a ghost-like look to it. So again, I like that detail. And then the robe is done with this kind of bluish purple mesh color. So it's the same robe as we got, but instead of the solid brown cloth material they use the see-through material that's got that bluish purple tint to it. So again, giving that overall spirit look. This figure stands right about 6 inches tall. Here's a comparison with the regular Episode 4 Obi Wan Kenobi figure, and these two figures are exactly the same height. Here's a comparison with the Black Series Yoda figure. And then finally, here's a comparison with the Black Series Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker figure. Okay, so articulation is pretty much the same as the regular Episode 4 Obi Wan Kenobi figure, so you can turn the head to the left and to the right. Really can't look down very much, but can look back pretty good. Arms attached with your standard ball hinge joint there at the shoulder, so you can get his arm out good. He's got good rotation, even with the robe on you can still rotate pretty good. Only has the single hinged elbow, so you can bend his elbow about that much, and then you've got rotation there at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, and hinges on the hand, so up and down movement. I do want to point out I got a little paint splatter here on the translucent plastic on this one sleeve here. Looks like a little bit of beige paint there, not a big deal, but just wanted to point that out. Then you've got this midsection joint, so you've got rotation there. You can pivot to the left and the right there. Can only crunch down about that much, but can look back pretty good. Now you do get a pretty good gap here when you're moving this joint. Even when he's just looking straight up, you can still see a little bit of separation there from the upper body and the lower body a little bit. And it stands out a little bit more on this figure than on my regular figure. Not sure why, but just wanted to note that. He's got the skirt piece, which is a separate piece on the figure. It doesn't limit the movement of the legs as far as doing the splits. Can still do the splits pretty good. As far as getting it forward, you can only do it straight forward about that much. Now you can kind of do it out and forward if you want to. And then you've got a thigh swivel, up high there. You've got a double jointed knee, so good bending at the knee, and then you've got hinges on the feet, so up and down movement, and you do have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I really like this figure. I really like how they've captured the Spirit look with this using the mixture of solid and translucent plastics. I also like the see-through robe and the blue tinted paint that they use throughout the figure. Again, it really gives that figure the overall Spirit look like you saw in the movie. Now this figure is available now. It is a Walgreens exclusive. We'll have a full image gallery up at JediInsider.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Also, if you're so inclined, please like the video and hit that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.